So I don't know whereabouts you are in the world, but for my Andy B 2-minute video today, I am sweltering in what we are being told is a heat wave. Now, my good friend Ollie, he lives in Nigeria. On a cooler place of the house, he says it's about 35 degrees. I've already melted by 30 degrees, so way to go, Ollie, for coping through all that, because I wouldn't be able to. But I said to Joe yesterday, I'm not coping with the heat. I really can't cope. We're doing all we can. We're drinking lots of fluids, and we've got the windows closed on the side of the house where the sun is, and when the sun's gone around the house we then open the windows, so we've got the sun then goes back onto more closed windows, because the opposite side we open those windows. We're doing all that stuff. We've got fans on, not all the time, just to try and help us to cool down a little bit by allowing the sweat to evaporate. That's how fans really work, to help us, and we've done all we can. But I said to Joe, I can't cope, and Joe said, you can cope. And what she helped me to remember was, years ago I used to drive a truck, and the truck I used to drive had a crane on the back, and I used to operate the crane. And here's the thing: so if you ever get a delivery of bricks or tiles, and you've got someone on the back of a lorry on their crane, have a thought for them, because I operate in heat that was 35 degrees. I'd still carry on working. I'd have at least 2 layers on the top. I'd have a t-shirt, and I'd have a vest. I'd have gloves on. I'd have a hard hat on, trousers, boots, and thick socks for the boots, and I would stand on top of an engine with the heat of the engine blowing at me while standing in the sun doing my work. And I'd forgotten what I used to be able to cope with. And isn't that true of life? We can forget so easily how good we could be at something because we're failing at something else. And I'm not coping with the heat very well, but I used to be able to work in this heat not that long ago and get the job done. And how do we overcome heat exhaustion? Well, you try and stay out of the sun in the worst times. Certain parts of the world, you may well have a siesta or a nap in the middle of the day. Here in the UK, that's less of an issue, but we just drink more fluids. And you wear a hat to try and protect your head, and you wear suntan lotion, and you try and wear clothes that are covering you so you don't get too hot. And then you'd get off the back of the lorry into the greenhouse, otherwise known as a cab. No air conditioning, that's too expensive. So then you'd be sweltering in a greenhouse. And I used to work day in, day out through the summer in that. And I didn't think about it. I never complained about it. That was the job. And I love the job, to be honest. But isn't that the case, that we forget what God's done for us as well? We can forget how we were praying really well with God, and, I'm never going to get... It's so easy to be negative and self-criticize. Let's have some hope and some peace. Get a drink of water, stick a hat on. Let's keep going for God and for his kingdom. Just a thought.